Hi everyone, Michael Elliott here on Between Two Mammoths. I'm pleased to welcome here to Webster Circle Siddhartha Shah, the John Wieland Director of the Art Museum, the Mead Art Museum. Siddhartha, thank you so much for being with us on Between Two Mammoths.
Thanks for having me, Michael. It's always great to speak with you.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Student Museum Educators Program. Tell me just to start a little bit more about the program and how it works.
So the Student Museum Educators, or SMEEs as we like to refer to them in the program, it's a paid position that's available to any and all Amherst College students at any year of study and any major. So what's really great is we have students from all different backgrounds coming together, and they develop and lead a range of learning experiences with the Mead's collection and with art making exercises. And so this is for kindergartners through 12th graders, but again, learners of like all ages, for adults as well as their peers who are Amherst College students here.
Let's talk a little bit about what that education with K through 12 students looks like. And first of all, why is it so important to get art in front of kids that young?
Images are an incredible entryway to learning about all different kinds of subjects. And so maintaining some connection to the study of art or art making is really critical, because images continue to have power in shaping our ideas and our views. And so I think that when we enable or encourage students to explore art and images, making and reading, we're preparing them to be more literate.
Can we talk for a second about the benefits to the SMEs themselves, the Student Museum Educators? What do you see that they get out of the program?
First of all, the transferable skills. This includes greater comfort with public speaking, because they're leading people through tours. They're able to interact with learners of all different ages and levels of understanding. So it also creates what I think of as empathetic leaders. They're also getting this sense of community with each other and a sense of belonging. So creating a space where students from different backgrounds can come together and work intensely together and have a lot of creative and intellectual agency over what they produce. It builds a sense of belonging amongst themselves and at the Mead Art Museum. One of the projects we do is with first graders at Wildwood Elementary School. And that particular program is about looking at the Mead's collections and about how artists have represented personality, identities, cultures through portraits. And then the students engage in their own practice of making self-portraits about themselves. It culminates in an exhibition of their works at the Mead. And I have to tell you, though I love the receptions and openings we do at the museum across the board, this one is incredible. The energy in there is so vibrant and alive. The children are so excited to be there and to show off their work. The families are so happy to be there and see their children's work hung in a museum that has, one of like a really fantastic Monet painting that has so many wonderful works in our collection. And you meet people at these openings who've never been to the Mead and often have not even been on campus.
Tell me a little bit about your first memories of encounters with art. What initially drew you in and eventually brought you to this work?
Nothing really ignited a fire and a passion like images did. And I recall being in third grade, and we would have a docent from the Art Institute of Chicago come every month or a few months and do a presentation on a painting. And I would be captivated. I would just be enthralled at looking at these details of paintings. And I had a speech impediment at that age, and I had to be pulled to do training with a speech therapist. And it happened to be at the exact time that this docent from the museum would come. And I remember how upset I was to be missing out on this moment when I felt like this is a language that I understand. I can see color and I can feel emotions. And so that's not the first experience of art that I had by any means, but it was a taste of what my future would ultimately be.
Siddhartha, we're so lucky that you carried that forward into the career that you have, and that you've brought your passion and you're able to execute on that mission and bring it forward to another generation through all the work you do at the Mead and through the Student Museum Educator Program. Thank you for being part of Amherst, and thank you for being with me here on Between Two Mammoths.
Thank you, Michael.